New England Free Jacks, Coach's Corner this week. Coach Ryan Martin in the hot seat again. I'm Dallen Stanford. We need to interrupt his gym session. They don't call him the muscle man for nothing. Let's go. Come on, let's get you, pal. Coach's Corner, my friend. No, none of this. Motto, good to get you out of the gym. You don't get guns like that by sitting at the desk all day just typing code. Coach's Corner, let's get you in the hot seat. Let's review the match against NOLA. It obviously was meant to be a blockbuster game and certainly delivered.
That was a very intense game. Both teams put out 100% effort, both sides of the ball. You can see the intensity in the match. Obviously, there was, boiled over a little bit, but at the end of the day, that's two teams that care. And I think you're always going to get a little bit of that when things are on the line and everyone's playing, not only for their team but for themselves. And it was a tough game. It was very physical, as we expected. And to be honest, there wasn't much in it. There's a penalty try decision, which is probably the difference, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, and I know both sides were in a similar position in terms of the conference tables, fighting their way to the top. The chance is still there. Yep. Obviously, you just have to do your job, right?
Yeah, we've never really been. I'm not a coach that's win-loss in terms of black and white. I'm about guys putting performances out there that we're proud of, that the crowd respect and think that's awesome and they want to be part of that. And that's always been my MO. I think if you get that part of the game right, then definitely the win-loss is going to definitely be more on the side of winning. So the biggie for us is playing really well and being proud of what we're putting out in terms of the way we play the game. And so that was probably a little bit disappointing. Like, we know from that respect, yes, we lost, but also there's parts of the game we weren't proud of. So we definitely need to rectify that pretty quickly.
And then talking about the squad, how's everybody feeling going into this huge rival game? And there's a new player joined the group too, right?
Yeah, so in terms of how we're feeling, we had a brilliant training today. Couldn't fault the men. We're at LaSalle University and they really had a go at each other, which for me means we're going to have a good game. I think it would be easy to maybe sulk after a game like that, and that was my message straight after the game in our 10. I said there's to be no sulking. We're just front now. This one's for our fans. We've got a little bit of a theme around a vendetta this week as well. There's a few things that happened in the game when we played in New York that we wanted to fix up. So we want to come off the field really proud of the product we're going to put out this week. And then secondly, we've got Joseph Teki has arrived into the program. He's a big, rangy outside back. He was actually meant to get here a lot earlier, but with visa complications and issues, and obviously living in a COVID world, things changed pretty quickly because Fiji went into a lockdown. Yeah. So hence why he's arrived a little bit later, but he's been a great addition, heaps of energy, and he's jumped into what we call the haunted house. And made himself very comfortable already.
Let's touch on the haunted house quickly, because this is a great story. We need to go there. So there is strong evidence to suggest that there are some loud sounds at night. You put in all your Fijian players in that room, right? Because you knew that place was a little bit scary.
Well, it's not only the Fijians, there's some of our Tongans, our Samoans, and some of our American players have been in that house, and they all attest that there's definitely something that lives down in the underground kind of area where you can, what do they call it in America, you walk down?
The basement.
The basement,
yes.
We don't tend to have basements in New Zealand, so it was all a new context for me, but they're pretty adamant someone lives down there at night.
Well, the East Coast has some, Salem stories going on. We will not be there, ladies and gentlemen, so you will not see that, unfortunately. Let's go across, though, to the big one against New York. As you said, it's Vendetta Week. There's no bigger rivalry in sports than, of course, these two sides.
Oh, you're totally correct. And last time we looked at the history as to why is there some type of rivalry, and it goes way back when we researched that, and we've made sure that the players are aware of that. And as I mentioned before, there's been a few things off field with them that have maybe amplified the rivalry for us as a team, and so it's a great game for us, especially after last week. Boys are a little bit down, and now we get to rectify things and play against a team that we don't like a lot. So it's worked out pretty well.
So I know it's the last game at Free Jack Stadium at Union Point. Tell us about the exciting news moving to Quincy for your final home game of the season.
Yeah, well, firstly, playing down in Weymouth, our last game. This is special. We want to send that off in the right way. It's been a great home venue for us. And then with the news that was this week, I think earlier in the week, around going to Quincy, we've actually had a couple of training runs there, so we kind of know what it feels like, and it's definitely a lot more intimate in terms of the spectators are a lot closer to the ground. There's a great set of changing rooms, and it just, for me, it'll be a really good experience. I think the train line goes in and out of there real easy, so fans can go into town, have a beer, jump on the train, have a beer, get out, watch the game, have a beer, and then have a beer on the way home as well. So it'll be a great outcome. Yeah,
and families can go as well. Make sure you go to freejacks.com. Now listen, Coach, some people have said online you still owe us 297 push-ups because they only saw the last bit. So we'll get cracking out here, but see you at freejacks.com. Support the Free Jacks at home against Rugby United New York. Shut the gates, keep the change. Let's go. 296, 295, 294, 293, 292. Catch you later, you sensations.